You do that. Let me go to our special guest. He is the head basketball coach at Hobbs High School. Russ Gilmore joins us on 770 KKOB. And, Coach, first off, here you are, middle of the season, just kind of cruising along. I know that you lost a couple of games when your star player wasn't in there, but how do you feel like your team is playing this year, and will we see them in the pit? Coach, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. You kind of went out there just for a bit.
Okay, no problem. I just want to hear a prediction from you on whether we're going to see your team in the pit this year. I know you've lost a couple of games, but when Jeff was not playing, so are we going to see the Eagles playing in the pit this year?
Well, I hope so. Hopefully, we're fortunate that. Hopefully, we'll be fortunate enough to get up there. As you mentioned, we did lose a couple of games as when Jeff was out. For the most part, we've had a great year. We really have. We started off well and was playing extremely well in our holiday tournament, and then that's when he went down with an injury, and he actually missed 3 games and basically really missed 5 because he got hurt in the first quarter of one game and come back that same night, tried to play again and was injured. But since then we've won 7 in a row. We're really playing well. We feel that we have an excellent basketball team, and we're looking forward for the district to start and hopefully make a run at things in the playoffs and get back up there to the pit.
Everybody is really interested in what Jeff Taylor, your star player, is going to do next year. A surefire, from what everybody says, Division I college basketball player. First, assess for me his ability to play at the next level.
Well, he's a tremendous athlete, number one. He is a great athlete. And, I've coached for 33 years, and he's the best one I've ever had. And I coached junior college for 5 years. And he is on top of his size and his athletic ability, he has tremendous ball skills. I mean, he can pass it, he can handle it. He's improved his outside jumper. And, he's just and he's a tremendous young man. So, I don't think there's any question with some of these people that are recruiting him, and they know. I mean, like University of Texas, as an example, has an excellent basketball team and some great athletes. They said, they only have one player that's anywhere near the athletic ability that Jeff has, and doesn't have the ball skills that Jeff has. So that kind of tells you what these coaches are thinking about him.
All right, I will cut to the chase on the Lobo side of things, Coach. How quickly after Steve Alford got the job at the University of New Mexico back in March was some representative or he himself in Ralph Tasker Arena to meet you?
The first day he took the job. First day he took the job, he was down here in Hobbs. Is his first priority, and that impressed the heck out of me and Jeff and everybody else. He took that. He was down here, and then when the first time that they could get back into recruiting in the fall, him and Coach Neal were back down here again the very first day. So I mean, I don't think you can do much more what the Lobos have done. I mean, they've really impressed us, and they want him bad. They're a great bunch of coaches. They've treated us extremely well. Holiday tournament, they knew Jeffrey was hurt, and yet they still come down here to watch the tournament. They wanted to be seen and let Jeff know how much they want him, and they were also down here just to meet a lot of people because we have a great basketball tradition down here, which everybody knows. And they just wanted everybody to get on board with the Lobos.
Does he have an offer from UNM?
Oh, they offered him day one. They offered him the day that he took the job and come down here. He said, Coach Gilmore just let him know, he has a scholarship from the Lobos. And so from day one, we've known that he's had an offer.
Coach Gilmore joining us on 770 KKOB from Hobbs High School. Coach, how many other offers does he have? Actual you can come scholarship waiting for you.
Oh, gosh, probably 7 or 8. I mean, those that he has shown interest in, I suppose it's probably 7 or 8. I to be honest with you, I hadn't even counted them up. But and those that have just got serious enough to to get involved with his recruiting.
All right, now we had heard earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week, that Kentucky got involved. Can you just kind of, I mean, is there a top five at this point, or does he even have a sense of what he might do next year?
Well, he doesn't reveal a lot. His main goal is right now, to be honest with you, and it's to win a state championship. I mean, he doesn't reveal a lot. As far as the schools are concerned, now he has visited 4 schools: UNLV, he's visited Vanderbilt, he's visited Gonzaga, and he's visited the University of Texas. He's left one open to go and visit. You're right, Kentucky's been down here. They recruited him when he was at A&M, and then they've been back here on him again. A&M's been in here. We've had a bunch of them. UCLA's been in here. We've had a bunch of them that's been in here, but he really doesn't reveal a lot at this time. I mean, he's not going to do anything until signing day. At least until the season's over with. He's not. But all I can tell you, he's left them open, and the Lobos are one of them.
All right, Russ Gilmore, our guest on 770 KKOB, the head coach at Hobbs High School. Coach, is there any way for you to assess where the Lobos might rank in his 5 or however many he's got?
It's as I said, he doesn't really reveal much of anything. I know that the coaches have worked hard on him, and he's real receptive to them. I was going to try to take him up there a couple weeks ago, but I didn't have enough time to get around it. He was wanting to go, but it was a deal where it was just too late, where we just couldn't get up there in time to take him. So that's a pretty good sign right there. He wanted to go. We just couldn't get around soon enough to get him up there. So, all I know is that he visits with them. They talk with him. He hasn't crossed them off the list. And so I can say that's pretty positive.
And Coach, is he the kind of kid that just one day you think is just going to walk into your office and say, Coach, I've made my decision, or will he kind of seek your counsel, or who's really got his attention as far as where he ultimately will wind up?
It's basically his choice. It really is. I mean, I think it's, there's been a couple schools he's come in and said, hey, Coach, these schools want me to visit. I really don't feel, 100% on that. It's kind of 50-50, and I said, well, you don't need to be visiting them. I mean, just little things like that. But he'll probably be one of these. I think in his mind, although he hides it pretty well, I think in his mind he has 3 or 4 that he's most interested in. But he'll probably be just one of these days he'll just pop in and say, hey, Coach, this is where I want to go. That's more or less the type of young man he is. He's a tremendous young man, very, very humbled, and he understands the situation with the Lobos. I've told him, I said, you really need to go up there, Jeffrey. You really need to go up there and take a look at him, because, he could be, although Hobbs is not hometown Albuquerque, it could be considered like a hometown hero up there, because I think the Lobos would love to have a young man from Hobbs.
Russ, I can tell you without any doubt that he would be the most popular player here almost immediately.
I know. I tried to talk Chris Dunn when, on his second go-around after he went to Arizona, which Chris Dunn is Jeffrey's cousin. And I tried to tell Chris that that's the place you ought to go, because the people from the Lobos, they'll love you. And Jeffrey's aware of that. He really is. And so, it's just getting enough people to, just for him to realize that. And if he get up there and see the crowds and the great fan base that they have, that could play a major role.
All right, well, Coach, I know that Jeff was a little under the weather tonight, didn't want to do an interview tonight, but you tell him my hotline is open for him anytime he wants to call. Let me know what he's going to do. You have him call up here, and we'll be happy to have him talk to Lobo fans, because they'd love to hear him say, I want to be a Lobo.
Oh, that's great. And I tell you, it's always great to be on the show. It's always great to be able to talk about the Hobbs Eagles and then a player like we have here. And the Lobos are doing fantastic. Just keep up the great work.
Well, Ross, we'll hopefully we'll see you in the pit in March.
Okay, we plan to be there. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. That's Russ Gilmore, head coach at Hobbs High School. So